it's not going to get killed, really. I mean, if you're going to kill it, it's going to be with your heroes, not with your units. Um, and you're going to have archers in the first place, and archers are going to get countered by a Naga Sea Witch or a Lich, regardless of whether you have Dryads or not. So here's his Death Knight, and this is going to be full of lol, because he's going to just basically get ripped right here. He has boots, again. He has a staff, too. And the Death Knight's just getting kind of owned. So, by doing this power creeping, by getting the Ancient of War creep on the lab with his, his defensive second Ancient of War, and he's like, oh my god, what if he dual crips me? Oh, well, I guess I'll just creep instead. And then getting the Shredder up as soon as he could, and, powering through there, he got a lot done. And he got level 4, now granted the EXP tome helped, but he got level 4, while his opponent was still sort of wandering around being bad and trying to get himself level 3, and that's all this early game harassment. That was all that. That was all him killing those ghouls and killing that one null, and just all that damage to his early game is why he's in such good shape right now. So you can see the focus pattern of Czech actually is a little bit wrong. Certainly you want to get the Ogre Magi as soon as possible, but he went for the non-lusted Ogre first, which is sort of just raffle your bad. But whatever. I mean, basically, even though, well, actually, one thing I'm not certain of is, these troll trappers, right? They're medium armor and they're doing piercing damage, so they take and receive less damage. But their actual stats, their actual damage output stat, is higher than that of the ogres. And so I'm not sure actually which one should be killed first. Maybe it should be all the ogres and then the trolls, and that's certainly a possibility, I'm not denying that. It actually probably is the ogres and the trolls, to be honest. But you really, really, really want to get the Magi first. Oh, by the way, Phreak will kill. Lol. It's just this advanced, constant harassment. And if he hits it one more time, actually I don't even know if he needs to hit it one more time. But yeah, so ghoul taking damage. Yeah, it's not going down. Yep, it's fine. Okay. Let's see. Well, Czech is, yeah, he's just keeping tabs, and he sees, okay, yeah, he's 3 and 1. He sees he's got 4 Gargs. That's obviously nothing. That's not nearly enough to push with. Now, again, because of all these ghoul kills, he was not able to push on his archers. It's kind of an important point. Now, Czech again going up with some more Ancient of War creeping. He's got the archer range upgrade, which is helping him hit over these trees. And I mean, you just see sort of that he is being aggressive with this Warden in these first 10 minutes, right? He's being aggressive with the Warden, keeping tabs on his opponent. I mean, there's some luck in this game. He got ruined bracers, and but then he bought boots of speed and a staff, so he's not going to get killed. He has level 2 blink. He has boots and a staff. He's not going to get pinned down at all. And this magic resist bracelet is very, very useful. And so you're going to see him just sort of harass as best he can. Once Shadow Strike goes up, he's going to pick off that ghoul. And you can see just Rain is queuing up. He's just queuing up acolytes, and Czech is just okay. Well, I'm creeping. Now it could be possible that Rain has a big enough army that it could creep Czech, and Czech would have to find some way to defend himself, because right now his Warden's very injured. His Panda is actually pretty injured, but he has mana, which is useful. The army's slightly hurt. Only 1-0 upgrades. I mean, it's possible that Rain could show up and be like, lol, I creep checked you. And that's kind of a big deal. Because you could have done a lot of damage there, and yeah, it could be a very different game. So you could say it's slightly risky by Czech. One thing to note is, okay, well this gold mine's dropping, yeah. One thing to note is it's day, well now it's turned night, but it was day for a long time, 8 minutes to be exact, and he ran out of moon wells. He used them all up, and was like, I don't have wells. Which can be very dangerous, because if he pushes you, like I was saying, and your armies are damaged, it's going to make things very hard for you. Now, what he's doing though, and this is actually pretty exact timing, he had Druid of the Claw add up training finished Basically, once nightfall, basically once day ended and he was out of Moonwell juice. And I mean, he could have run out sooner if he had, just went home sooner or something. But it takes a while to use up all your Moonwells. So I kind of figured this is just sort of, this is something he's learned at this point, is just how much Moonwell he's going to use over the course of his harass and his creeping, and he knows how much he can get away with. Notice he's not harassing anymore because he doesn't have any more healing left. And he's like, well, I can't really get anything done. Also, his staff was on cooldown for a while. I think he's trying to get level 5 Warden at this point. The Panda should probably hit 4 here. Warden's getting close to 5. Yep, there's 4 Panda. Warden's getting close to 5. And it's just sort of, he was all just playing map control. But he saw just a small number, like 7, 8 gargoyles. He's been inside Rain's base. He knows roughly what he's going for. He saw the tier 3. He saw the statues. So he knows Destros can be in there. So he's not really rushing into bears just yet because he knows, again, that Destros could show up. But, tier 3 is coming soon. His second expansion's up. He's going to have enough money to be able to deal with upkeep. So here's one of the important things. You're going to see this very soon. That has always annoyed me to no end with Undead. Especially if they get a shade. Which, in this case, he didn't. Which, I think hurt him a lot this game. If gargoyles are going to mass harass you, you want to send your archers over there to defend that. Guess what happens if you send your archers over there? Oh look, I just lost 4 or 5 archers. And so I TP'd, and nothing took any damage. Wonderful. So, there's the Frost Nova and the Defensive Coil. You can see this Warden's down to half hit points, but really this Rune Bracers is just a phenomenal drop for him. I mean, it's really just like, oh wow, I got Rune Bracers, peace. So you see the Gargoyles show back up, and they're harassing the gold mine, and this is really what Undead will do to you all game, is they will just do this harassment, and they will pick off units, and they will make you waste money. You can see, he had the TP. Of course, you had to force one back because of, thanks to Shadow Strike, but I'm just saying, if you didn't have this Warden, a Demon Hunter, a Beastmaster couldn't force that. They wouldn't have this early game presence that would allow basically the double expo. And this is exactly what it's about. It's about the double expo. It's about him harassing him for so long that the Panda hits level freaking 3 or 4 almost, off creeping with basically only Ancients of War and Haze, and like 7 archers. And it's a good idea to get a lot of archers because, and he picks up the Pendant of Mana. It's a good idea to get a lot of archers because it lets you creep so much faster. It lets you protect against the gargoyle push so much better. This game is a methodical game. It's not about rushing to dryads. It's not about rushing to dryads. It's about being alive and safe.